One of the things that I love so much about tradition is that it embraces everyone in all seasons of life. You know, I think so often we forget, because the message that is often communicated to us online and through social media, even when I picked up a Hallmark magazine the other day that was talking about the beauty of holiday tradition, always seems to wind back down to how we can extend it to children. But what about all of those families that don't have children? Or what about families whose children are grown and out of the house? Or what about young adults who aren't married yet, or teenagers? There are so many people in so many different seasons of life that really can have tradition brought into their life to enrich their life, but I don't think we have clearly expressed to them how we can do that. We need to be a little more intentional about how we express tradition so that everyone can see that they're welcome into it and that it belongs to them. It is a part of our faith. Even parish communities, I think, can really be encouraged to revitalize tradition as a community so that we can spend time together rejoicing and praising God in different seasons of life. I learned this because my own family had a multitude of traditions when I was little, and I remember having so much fun growing up as a child with so many different activities and things to do, especially seasonal occasions where we could really come together as a family and do things that were out of the ordinary. But as I got older, that stopped, and I never understood why. And it was almost as if the tradition was brought to us as children, because in some way there's this subtle tone that tradition is simply and only intended for children. But then when I got married and I became a part of another family that also valued tradition, I saw how they brought everyone, all ages, together through tradition, and it never stopped. Even as the kids got older, they were still participating in tradition, and that really gave me something to think about. Tradition, what we currently and often hear it labeled as liturgical living, is meant for everyone, just as the liturgy is meant for everyone. That sacramental life is how we as Catholics are going to journey to heaven. It's what makes us uniquely Catholic and what embraces us in the graces that we receive from the sacraments. So that in itself communicates to me on a much deeper level that tradition and liturgical living must be for all. When you think about it further, how will our children know what those traditions are and that liturgical life is if we don't have it for ourselves? Of course we can create opportunities to teach them, but I find that it's so much more powerful to children in our community and our family and our friends when they really experience something that we live. When things are simply only for children, then children grow out of it, and then it ends, and then it doesn't happen again until their children are little. And that long extended break in time is not something that we can afford when we are called to be joyful, festive, celebratory Catholics. Especially in this Easter season, we understand that Christ has done something for us that is immense, and our life is a joyful response to that. Don't forget, tradition inherently means that we have valued something so much that we have made it immortal. We have made it timeless so that it lives on with us forever. If tradition and our liturgical life is truly timeless, an extension of something that we value deeply, that we are excitedly wanting to express with our family and our community, then let that be something that goes on throughout your entire life. Let that be something that you participate in, no matter what season of life you may find yourself in.